The game 10 Miles of Safety has a very simple and intuitive inventory system on the surface. You can click and drag to move items, left click to craft things, and right click to drop things. But I imagine most people who play the game miss one more function in this inventory. Control right-clicking a stack of items to drop a partial stack. This function, to put it bluntly, is completely broken. You might suspect a standard dropping operation to work something like this. Accept integer input provided by the user, check to see if the user has that many items to drop, subtract that many items from the user's inventory, and drop that many items into a single stack on the ground. And to a casual user, this might seem pretty legit. If you use this feature like any sane player would, you might never suspect a thing. But this partial stack prompt accepts any integer you give it, with absolutely no regard for whether the stack size makes any amount of sense, even if you try dropping more than is physically possible to hold in a single inventory stack. So this step is completely missing. This is a nice trick to ensure you never run out of ammo during your nighttime defense, have plenty of building materials for some impressive home defense, and even makes for a very satisfying carpet bombing session. But the real beauty comes in the form of one more exploit we can get out of this. The maximum number of items we're allowed to drop in one go is 2,147,483,647. And while the magnitude itself is very nice, what's more important about it is that this is the limit of a 32-bit signed integer, which means this sucker is capable of going negative. Considering that our step 2 here is subtracting the inputted value from our inventory, you can probably see why I'm excited about this trick. Entering a negative amount of items to drop on the ground immediately grants you with that many more into your inventory, completely ignoring things like stack size limits and inventory weight limits. Though it does leave a funny pile on the ground that you'll be unable to pick up. These items aren't just a visual bug, by the way. The resulting items you get this way are fully functional, regardless of what item it was that you duplicated. There are a few important quirks to take note of with regards to abusing this bug. Dropping a positive stack onto a negative stack can neutralize the items, forcing you to reacquire that item legitimately again. Also, item stacks inside your inventory begin to behave a little weird when they go over a certain threshold. In particular, they'll auto-split up into smaller stacks as you use that item. You can imagine this could get a little annoying. Attempting to give yourself more than the 32-bit signed integer limit will result in the entire pile being deleted. Also, I don't know where else to put this, but you can actually open up your inventory during cutscenes. Not sure if that's a bug or not, but it's because of this, that's when us speedrunners prefer to do all of our item duplication work. One last quirk I want to give special attention to. 10 Miles to Safety was created using the Unreal Engine version 4.25. Unreal Engine itself is programmed in C++, and based on the results of my poking and prodding, I'm pretty sure this particular operation is governed by C++'s A to I function, which accepts only integers, truncating any decimal inputs, ignoring math operations, completely ignoring string input, truncating combination inputs at the first sign of text, things like that. But to the best of my abilities, I couldn't find a way to do any kind of successful code injection attacks in this field. So I'm putting all this out there for anybody who might have some ideas on how to exploit this further. And finally, it wouldn't be a complete item duplication video if I don't show you how to duplicate weapons and armor as well. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's literally no benefit in duplicating these things in single player, but in multiplayer, you can give a friend your gear by first saving the game, dropping your gear onto the ground, and dying. Death resets all of your stuff back to the last save, which would be to just a few seconds ago as long as you saved before doing this. So that's all you need to know about item duplication in 10 Miles of Safety. Feel free to try it out for yourself, and don't forget to have fun in the process.